Right. So I'm gonna take you guys for a ride on the RS350 right now. The reason I'm doing it, sorry, the reason I'm doing it now is because it's rained a fair bit a couple of hours ago, and I need to show you guys the traction control and the ABS on the RS350. Yep. So first up, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the setup of this bike. Switch on the key. You have a semi-analog, semi-digital speedometer, the neutral, the gear pump. Click this button. It's get oiled. Here is your Bluetooth setup. If you want, you can connect your phone to this bike's Bluetooth, uh, and then you can kind of pick up phones and you can toggle between songs, which I don't recommend you do from here. This is how the first-person view looks like. It's pretty calm. The seating is easy. It's okay. Let's go. So we're on. The first thing I wanted to show you is the assist clutch on this. I'm only going to use one finger, right? So you're free. I press one finger, I put gear, I can release, and it moves. Yep. And that's something I really love about this bike. It's like the clutch assist on this is just crazy. The clutch is really light. It's really smooth. And if you're a regular commuter in Bangalore and you go to office in heavy traffic, I think it's gonna help you a lot, right? So the first thing I'm gonna show you is the HSTC, which basically is the Honda Selective Torque Control, which will basically lock your rear wheel or reduce the energy the engine is giving to the rear wheel when it feels that it is spinning out of control. It basically happens on wet surfaces, so when you throttle, you sometimes would have noticed that your rear wheel spins a lot faster, but the bike isn't going anywhere, and that causes you to lose control of the bike. The second thing is the ABS on this bike, which is kind of individually on both the wheels, but it's available on all bikes, so it's not something that I'd be very gung-ho about. But I think Honda spent a fair amount of time in getting the safety tech in place. I will also be talking about the engine on it, because ever since I've been driving this bike, the engine is just smooth as butter. But there is one or two small snags or drawbacks that I would really like to talk to you about. So once we hit the main road, we should be able to gather more speed, and once we gather more speed, we'll talk about that a lot more. Right now I'm just trying to thread these narrow lanes, and I'm going to just see how the balance is. Up till now in these narrow lanes, this 180 kg bike frankly feels like it is weightless. I haven't been able to go full speed here, which I don't intend to as well. But it looks solid, it looks light, it's a very controllable bike. I feel kind of confident weaving on the road. I don't feel that there is any level of discomfort or that there is even a slight slip in the tires right now. And mind you, this bike is old. This is not a new bike. This bike has been a year old, and it's already been, let me see, it's already been driven for quite a bit. Okay, until we reach the road, I'm going to tell you some features. There are two buttons right here. Once these two buttons you can use to toggle between different features, like the voltage on your bike, the total number of kilometers it's gone. You can have trip 1, trip 2, and you can also have the average on it, which is pretty cool considering the tech on this bike is just insane, right? So we're about to hit the main road. Up till now I've been slanting and weaving this bike a lot, and I think so far so good, right? So we're right now on the main road where we will take this bike a little bit faster, and we'll see the level of control we have on this bike. We'll also figure out the level of comfort we have while overtaking, while braking. So we'll get an overall feel of how it performs. Up till now, it looks pretty good, looks solid. This is low RPM bike, which is about something around 3000. So you get a lot of pull, but the only drawback is that you won't be able to go pretty fast, which is okay. I mean, that's the trade-off you have, right? I'm gonna just wait to reach some clear road before we kind of put this machine to the test. Right now there is sufficient amount of traffic on the road. I want to be the one who's zigzagging and driving it responsibly. So we'll just wait for the road to clear out. Actually, I do have a spot where I like to take these bikes and I then kind of test their brakes, test the acceleration, test the power, test the comfort I have, how much of confidence I have while overtaking. Right now on this bike, since it's low torque and you can drive it on highways, I'd have to be doubly careful of when I'm trying to overtake. I cannot have really tight situations because I do not think it's going to be a mad dash to overtake trucks or to overtake other vehicles on the highway. But on the city, up till now, this bike looks fine. I think it's more than fine. I think it's just the perfect bike if you are, looking to have a daily commute to work, or you're a occasional tourer. This bike is for you. If you are upgrading from a 150 to a 200cc bike, I think in this range with the features it has and the engine quality, I think the CB350RS is and should be one of your top choices. Now I'm gonna have to kind of inform you here that I can already sense that my throttle is not picking up rapidly, because I was driving this bike earlier before it rained and the acceleration was much faster. The power that the engine was sending to the rear wheel was a lot more. Right now, I think the bike, the sensors have kind of measured there is some level of moisture, water in the air. The road is not particularly, dry. And when the moment, I'm going to show you in a while, the moment I try to accelerate and there is some level of water on the road, the engine does not deliver its complete power to the rear wheel. That is very, very evident right now. And that is the HSTC at work, which is basically traction control at work, right? So if I go into this huge puddle, I'm just going to show you, right? So we went into this puddle. Now I think the sensors must have picked up there's a lot of water on the road. Now when I try to throttle, makes the noise. Yeah, but it does not arrest, it does not let the entire engine flow freely. Because right now, I just sensed that it kind of held it back because it figured that the rear wheel is kind of slipping on the road. It's not moving as per the engine and as per the power that the engine is delivering to it. So it automatically reduced the speed, which is like a brilliant feature. If you are going after safety, this bike will not fall. Right? You're going to have to work really, really hard to kind of mess up or fall on slippery roads. I also tested the ABS a couple of times. I'm going to do it again now. Let me just see behind. There's someone close quarters. No, okay. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Perfect. I don't think, I think this is up there. I don't think there is any problem with the ABS. Also, while you are braking, until we reach our main area, while you are braking, always remember the 70-30 rule. If it's an easy brake or if you want to brake down, there is not an emergency braking that you are doing, you need to apply the 70-30 rule, which means the 70% should be your foot gear, which is a back gear, and 30% should be your rear gear. That gives you a very smooth kind of stop, right? The other thing with the Honda CB350 is something called as a slipper clutch. We talk about slipper clutch. Slipper clutch is basically allowing you to do engine braking. So example, you're running into a corner. When you reach that corner, you might have, and if you're downshifting really rapidly, if you were going down the gears very, very quickly, in other bikes, in most bikes, the engine would lock the rear wheels, right? Because you're just going down gears, and the engine is trying to match the speed of that respective gear that you're on. If you do that with Honda, there is a concept, there is a technology called slipper clutch, where when you down turn or when you kind of go down the gears very rapidly, the rear wheels don't lock. So when you're engine braking as well, the rear wheels will not lock. There's a bit of a play between the clutches. I can't kind of help you visualize that right now, but when you engine brake, the rear wheels do not lock. There is also one more feature in the Honda RS 350. Right now, I think we've moved on. We've entered a kind of a patch where we can go a little bit quicker. Oops. Okay. So I downshifted it really rapidly right now, which basically meant I went from my third gear to my first gear pretty much within seconds. And you must have felt the jerk that I went ahead a little bit. That was the engine braking, but I could feel that the rear wheels did not lock, which means I could engine brake with pretty much a lot of confidence without being afraid that my wheels might lock and maybe I'd lose control of the bike, right? Okay, here we go. Let's have that curve in. Okay, beautiful. So what happens mostly when you're driving on wet roads and when you kind of lean in and when you try to turn, even if there is a 1 millimeter slip on the rear tire, you feel it, right? But here I haven't felt that I have lost the road even for 1 millisecond, which is kind of crazy because this road is, I don't know if you can see it, the road is pretty sufficiently wet. Okay, here goes, slipper clutch again. Let's see. Yep. Beautiful engine braking, beautiful. I think this bike is optimized for safety. And then, of course, I mean, when it comes to Honda, you know that Honda is a global giant in this, right? They're like one of the big guys. They've sponsored. Their engines are used in F1 cars, and I think they've recently also started launching sprockets in the space. So I mean, obviously we're not like using that technology here, but you can definitely feel the trickle down effect. You can definitely feel it trickle down to absolutely. Oops. Yeah, you can feel it trickle down to this bike as well, right? The smoothness of the engine, the way the engine picks up, the way it responds to what commands you are giving it is just absolutely stunning. And it's kind of a it's kind of driving like Honda's top line bikes, right? Okay, here we go. Now here is what the problem is. Now I'm not very comfortable shooting from the right of this truck if I had not seen that the traffic coming from the front was a little bit far away, because this bike does not have that kind of torque, and they're not even like trying to hide it. It's a 3000 RPM. It's a low torque bike, but the plus side is that you don't have to kind of change gears continuously. You're not working the throttle continuously. If you're driving in city or even on highways, you have long gears, so you can stay on one gear for a considerable amount of time. That's something that I like in bikes. I don't like to continuously be reminded that I need to enter gears, that I need to constantly work on the throttle. Of course, I mean, people have that need. Some people like to go really fast. Some people really have that biking with an aggression style, which is fine. That for me happens sometimes, but not always. And again, you got to remember that you need to ride the ride, right? You need to ride your ride. You need to figure out the bike you are riding. You need to figure out what's the best that you can get out of the bike, and what is the bike not capable of doing, what is the bike capable of doing. And you need to kind of stay in that limit. The moment you go out, you put yourself in unnecessary risk, and more importantly, you put the other person ahead of you or behind you if you have a pillion at risk, right? So you got to be really, really, really careful with what you are doing, right? So I think we're on a good stretch of highway where I will try to pull this bike at uh, higher speeds, and then I'll see what the control is like, what the bike feels like. Because right now, between 60 to 100, it's just a dream. It is just a dream. Right. Okay. I'm just scanning for the right patch of road to go all in. Okay. Here we go. Right. Alright, until that arrives, I will talk about one snack that I have just discovered. On most Indian bikes, if you see, the horn is the bottommost, it's the nearest to your thumb right now, right here, okay? But in this bike, the nearest to the thumb is the indicator, which I'm not a big fan of, because twice up till I think in this ride of 15 minutes, I have already kind of thought that that is my horn and I've tried to press it. The horn, in fact, is located on top, right above the indicator, which is kind of a bummer because that's not how usually it is on Indian bikes. So I think it's a very small drawback, but in very, very crunch situations, it kind of turns out and becomes important. Right. Oh, good building, huh? Okay. I think I'm seeing a spot where the traffic might let down a bit because we're still in city, so I cannot rush. I'm trying to be in limits. I don't know if you guys can see right now, we are doing a very nice 70 kilometers per hour, and the bike is just going like butter on a hot pan. It's just beautiful. Right. I think we are gonna go uphill now. So now, and I see a fair bit of road with no traffic behind me to kind of push it. Okay, let's go. Oops. Oh. Yep. Not the smoothest of the roads. Okay. Let's see. Right. Can we have a good patch? And it's quite bumpy. Yep, not a very big fan of the suspensions right now because I can feel the tiniest bump. Okay. So right now what I like to do if I'm not sure how the road is ahead, I just like to tail behind one car, keep sufficient distance so I know. Whoop. Yeah, so I know if there are any speed breakers that are coming up, because more often than not you'll not be able to spot it, and that is true for almost all the bikes. So I would rather try to tail one car. Right now I'm tailing that car, which I think has only one light on. So I'm seeing the bumps it's going through. Of course I cannot go in that lane because that's the lane for the heavy vehicles. I gotta stay in my lane. Right. Okay, still no patch where I can pull the engine up. The max I've been to up is 4th gear right now. I would like to go on the 5th soon. Okay, it's a good spot. Whoa. Nope, apparently not. Okay. No, not yet. Not yet. But yeah, now that I've been here for 15 minutes, I mean, it's a very short amount of time. I'd also like to talk about the seating on this bike. So this is like a retro scrambler that Honda has tried to pull together. This is by no means a scrambler. It does not have that power. It does not have that that factor, that X factor, which kind of takes motorcycles into the scrambler category. But I think it's a scrambler cum cruiser, which is kind of confusing. But overall, whoa, okay. Yeah, overall the seat is comfortable. I mean, if you are a beginner, you might not mind the seating arrangement too much. It's comfortable. It has a bit of an aggressive posture to it. Oops, did the slipper clutch again. Just wonderful. Got it. Okay, it has a bit of an aggressive posture, which for longer rides may not be the most comfortable if you are not a seasoned rider. So if you are thinking of going on tours with this bike, you might want to get accustomed with some smaller tools beforehand. Otherwise, it's gonna be a pain in the back. It's really gonna be a pain in the back. Because I could sense if this was me riding this bike for, let's say, 500-600 kilometers, I would definitely develop a bit of a smidge whoa in the back. Yeah, and another very important thing, folks, you're on Indian roads, always be careful. Always be careful. You never know. There might be a dog, there might be a cow, there might be an actual human being jumping, just running across the road, people breaking traffic rules, people not caring a damn about who you are. You just gotta be really careful, right? Okay, anyway, so we still haven't been able to find a spot where I can take this to 100 or more, but I think one is approaching pretty rapidly. And that in fact is one of my most favorite areas to kind of let the bike really roar. So I'm kind of tempted to compare this, to compare the Honda RS 350 to the Royal Enfield 350. And in fact the Hunter as well. But I'm not going to do that right now. I think let's just keep this video about this bike itself. I'll have another one made where I compare both the riding experiences, where both the specs and what you should go for and what you should not go for and why. And at the end of this video also I'm going to give you a list of positives and negatives and who should buy this bike and who should walk away from this bike, right? Because the bike doesn't have a lot of problems as such, but there are a couple of points that you should really consider if you are thinking of buying the bike. I'm not going to give you a very diplomatic approach and a diplomatic answer of, okay, hey, it's a good bike, but it's your call. I'm going to actually help you make the call. So by the end of, whoa, okay, it's traffic. Whoa, okay, gotta stop because we don't break rules. It's a lovely night though. Yeah, I mean, living in Bangalore has its own perks, During the daytime, this road is absolutely jam-packed, and I think right now I'm kind of revenge driving fast on it because every day I cannot. Right? I think it's a good patch. Hang on, I'll just see. Let me see the road quality on this. No, a couple of bumps. This risky person behind me is blinking as well. No, I think it's not the right spot. Yup, definitely not the right spot. The reason I'm not taking this 200 is because I'm not very comfortable. I'm not driven this bike for a very long time, right? I don't like going on high speeds on bikes that I haven't spent some time on because I don't know how it will react when we really put the throttle all in. And some bikes reach 100 pretty rapidly. Like if you go through all the high top bikes, 100 mark is something that you will touch, let's say, in about 15 minutes of free driving, right? But it doesn't happen here because it has really long gears and you really don't have to shift gears to basically higher gears very quickly. You can stay on lower gears and you can still have considerable output. You can still have considerable amount of power generated, right? So that is something that's a big plus, especially if you're riding in the city. You don't want to continuously work the throttle, right? I think this is a good patch. Yeah, yep. This was what I was talking about. Okay. I remember there were a few bad patches. Let me just get over them. Yep, here's the first one. Oh, 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 oh. So the problem with going at high speeds on bikes you are not familiar with is that you don't know exactly how that bike behaves if you kind of hit uh, a patchy road, or if you kind of go between these two connectors that you have on these cement roads, right? Because these are like very uneven roads. If you're on a highway, then it's fine. You know that the highway is smooth, it's an expressway, you can cruise, you can go. 100 means nothing. But when you are in city like I am, you really have a lot of factors that come into play. You have people coming in, you will have these roads which are not very even. So you really need to be careful on the road that you go full on. Right now, this is not the road. I mean, I can go fast, but it becomes really risky. So I would rather not, and I would wait for a pass that I know, which is approaching very soon, where I can, that I'm confident that that particular road does not have these rough patches or these full stops and commas on the road, right? But up till now we've been doing a very comfortable 70. The bike is responsive. It's absolutely butter. I have had zero instances where I have lost confidence on the bike, or I have been unsure of putting it. Whoa. Okay, it's this guy's wrong side on high beam, so I couldn't see anything. Now we are on a rough patch. This is what I was saying about Indian roads. You really have to be careful, because when you see the light just in front of you, you don't know if the guy is moving or not. You don't know how fast he's coming. Sometimes what happens is you will just realize that that guy is moving straight towards you, and then it will be very late to pull the brakes, right? So you got to be doubly careful, right? This is the road that I wanted to go, the road that is right in the next 100 meters, but it is wet. It is completely wet. So we're gonna have to test the traction control and the speed simultaneously. Okay, let's see. We're again on some wet road. I'm gonna try and throttle fast, and let's see if traction control sets in. Right now, let's go to lower speeds. Let's get some way in. Whoops, water. Okay, some weight in. Okay, my wheel is sufficiently wet. I've been through a few puddles. Now I'm going to try and accelerate rapidly, and let's see how the response is. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Okay. Yep. There's a very slight. There's a very slight held up that the engine had tried to control the rear wheel, so it does not spin. And the bike goes out of control. Beautiful. The acceleration was top notch. The exhaust note on this bike is also very good. Considering that the exhaust note is what it is, and the bike still does not vibrate a lot, tells a lot about the Honda engine, right? Okay. Beam. Here we go. The moment we reach 100, we're gonna bring it back down, and let's see how it's the response of the brakes. Okay, we reached 100. Let's bring it down. Whoa. The slipper clutch. Oh. Whoa. I did not expect that to happen. Great. Brilliant under control. I think we went down to something around 30 kilometers per hour from 100 kilometers per hour in I think roughly 3 seconds. I think less than 3 seconds, and distance it took, I think it was less than 25 meters. So just great. And the bike, it still did not kind of throw me ahead. It did not pull me back. It did not kind of give me that uncomfortable jerk that most bikes would give you. It just kind of went down to 30 like nothing happened. And at 100, I was very comfortable, and I was on the fourth gear, and I am pretty sure I did not open the entire throttle. I did not go on the fifth gear at all. I was at 104th. I am pretty sure this bike goes to 120 to 135 pretty easily, and the control was good. I did not panic even once. I felt that I had a sufficient amount of confidence bringing it down to 30 kilometers per hour. Right now I'm at 50 on the third gear, and I have I had the exact same control over the bike when I was at 100, right? And I am 100% sure that that was not the entire. The throttle was not open. I wasn't on the fifth gear, and there's a lot more the bike has to offer. So performance-wise, is just brilliant. It is brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Right. I think we've covered pretty much everything on this ride. I hope the video is turning out to be scenic because I like shooting at night. I like driving in the rain. I really, really love the entire effect. I'm gonna turn back from here and talk to you guys while I do this. Okay, yeah, smooth turns. Right. So I have a free patch. Okay, no one is behind me. I'm sure I'm gonna wave around a little bit. Let's see if I get to. Yep. Yeah, the traction on the road is pretty good. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I think I will not have a lot of problems with this bike. The last bit, though, the absolute last bit that I do want to check is the acceleration. Okay. I just wanted to check how long these gears were. Right now I'm on the fourth gear at 60. Just ideally because I want to see how far I can go on the fourth gear before it kind of starts begging me for the fifth one. Because I've had bikes who like just start asking for gear after gear in a span of 10 kilometers, right? Okay. Right now I've reached 80. It has still not asked me for the fifth gear. It still has a lot more left in the trunk. Oh, we almost reached 90 and it hasn't asked me for a gear. Okay. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Anyway, I think the fifth gear is anyways going to be like a speed maintenance gear. So I'm not very keen on going on the fifth as well. And anyways, inside the city, it's no chance I'm going to go that far. So I think the speed limits need to be respected. Okay. Yep. I think I just feel like I'm going to continue driving this bike around. I mean, I don't want to go home. It's that kind of night and that kind of bike. But okay, so I think I'm going to get to the verdict of this bike because there's a long signal coming in, and given it's Bangalore, I'm sure I'm going to have to kind of stand there for a good 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, verdict. This bike is a mini engineering masterclass, especially in the safety tech department. Honda has kind of outdone itself. I don't think any bike in this bracket offers these many features, especially concerned with braking and safety of the bike. If you are someone who is entering or who is looking to go up from the 150 200cc bike into the 350 300cc range, I think this bike should be a choice. I would have bought it. It's a beautiful bike. This bike is 1 year old. It has been loved. It's not been driven rashly, but 1 year old regardless, right? And it has been serviced twice. And this bike feels as good as new. There is absolutely no problem in the bike. There is absolutely no drag. There is absolutely no balance problem. There is absolutely no issue with the electronics on here. They work perfectly fine, right? Now, the other thing is the bike's performance. Of course, it's Honda's engine, which is kind of the bottom line of all Honda bikes. If you are going for that smooth, high performance, reliable engine, which gives you a beautiful exhaust note but does not give you any vibrations at all. I don't know how they do it, but it's just beautiful. It's a perfect bike to have right now. And I think all the fuss around the CB350 CB350RS is well earned. I think it lives up to its reputation. I've also driven the Highness and I've also driven the CB350, which is the other variant. They are pretty similar. Whoa, Indian roads, right? Great. Okay, my man has blocked the road and he's standing. Great. All right, coming back to it. Uh, you can try the CB350. You can also try the Honda Highness. I think both of them are pretty similar. The CB350, I would be making a video on it also. It has a longer. I think it operates on slightly lesser RPMs. I think it has a slightly longer gear shift, but that is for another video, right? So coming back to this bike, I think if you have a 3 lakh budget, go for it. If you are looking to if you are commuting to the office every day, if you are living in a city like Bangalore, Delhi, Mumbai, where you kind of have long hours of commute time, go for this bike. The clutch that I showed you earlier is just butter. It's just the lightest thing that you will ever see. It's unlike any other bike outside of Honda that I have seen have such smooth clutches. The last thing is that the bike's performance, right? The performance is good. It's a 4 on 5. I would have liked to have a little bit more torque in the upper gears, in the second and third gears, so I could kind of zoom past heavy vehicles, zoom past cars, like take over vehicles when I am on the highway. But given this bike does not anyways try to compete in that section, it's fine. As long as you are comfortable in your lane on the highway, as long as you're not driving rashly, as long as you understand what the bike is, and as long as you understand the speed and the distance you need to overtake the vehicle, I think you will be fine. One more thing is, if you are not an experienced rider, if you have not driven longer distances before, if you are thinking of touring very frequently, I don't think this bike is the most friendly bike when it comes to your back. It will give you some issues. It has a bit of an aggressive posture. So if you are thinking of touring frequently and you are not a frequent rider, I think this should be a second choice at best. I think there are better bikes that are actual tourers, right? Maybe Himalayan, and you have the CB350 as well, which are more comfortably seated, and they'll give you a lot more comfort when you drive longer distances. This is not that. This bike is not for that. But if you're an experienced rider, if you have toured before and you know what it takes and you know what it does to the back, I think the CB350RS is just the bike you should have. Right. So this is the bike. I think I've covered almost everything. The bike is just superb. It has no problems. It's just a piece of art, and it's a wonder. I think it's Honda. It's kind of an understatement to say, and it's a cliche as well, right? Honda bikes are just next level. I mean, if you're thinking of going for an RS 350, I think this video should be the last. This video should be like the sign on the bottom line, right? So let me know what you think, and let's go.